Welcome to Building Better Business by the Numbers. I am your host, Despina.
And I'm Theo.
We're certified accountants. I run a couple of businesses myself, and we're here to guide you to build a business that actually works for you rather than against you. Each episode will break down the numbers, the strategies, and the systems to building a profitable business simply and practically. So if you're ready to build smarter, scale faster, and create freedom through your business, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk to you about the 3 Ps of a successful business. And those are profit, people, and performance.
The 3 Ps are indicators and basically checkpoints of kind of helping you develop out who is in your business, how much you're making in your business, and essentially how consistent your performance is in your business as well.
So why do these 3 Ps matter? They matter because they're the key drivers to having something that actually grows your business in a way that is sustainable. So we've got people, and people being the main driver to creating something that's better.
People in your business can be the make or break. They're the most important thing in your business because without them, they really don't exist. And that can range not only from your team, that can include your clients, suppliers, anyone that your business will ever interact with, even third-party businesses that work in a similar field or that are dependent on your fields. And I just think without appropriate people surrounding yourself, a lot of systems can fall apart.
Yeah, and if you're not thinking about the people as the key drivers, you won't have a business to actually work around. So unfortunately, a lot of businesses don't think about their people first. They're thinking about themselves first.
Yeah. People and the culture that connects them is essentially the core foundation to a business's ability to make money. A toxic culture can essentially tear systems down to the bare bone.
Yeah.
Really remove any, no matter how amazing the system is, if people don't want to interact, and if they don't feel a need to interact or want to, it strips away any work you've done to begin developing your systems or make a system that works or implement new systems. It makes it impossible.
Yeah.
Can't make money, can't operate, nothing really happens.
No. They literally will be the difference between you making a profit and not making a profit. People is almost like the center. If you're looking at the Venn diagram of something, it's the center of everything because it comes from everything. And then you've got the performance as a whole. So you've got the performance of your people, performance of your business, performance of, those two.
Yeah, 100%. And performance refers to not specifically financial performance, but in terms of how well your business can operate. So how efficiently things work, how fast things are being done, and how well and the quality of your jobs and products are being distributed out as. So not necessarily how much profit is bleeding money in and out, but the actual workflow and essentially processes that everything's happening in. That's what performance means.
If you think about any good business and how they perform, you can see from the top level that performance is everything. If you look at the top people and they're not performing, that's going to ripple through the entire business. And so then that performance drives, like you said, the systems, even the culture. So if your performance is not at a level that you are actually wanting, then that's going to hinder your culture and the overall vibe of the place that you run and your business. So I think performance is also tied to what people perceive your business as, because if you're not performing at a standard, people may perceive your business, kind of falls into brand. Are you trustworthy? Are you someone that you actually want to invest your time, money, and resources on? So I think with performance, you almost need to create a structure for your people, both inside and outside of your business, to follow, to say, this is how we perform as a business, and this is the standard that we set.
No, 100%. I think without the indicative value of the service that you provide, 100% falls down to performance. Other people in the field can charge, say, for a product or a service, $1,000 for completion. But if you provide performance that outweighs that, so you can sit there and say, okay, well, sure, they did that. You can refer back to your performance, be like, all right, I got it done this much faster. I got it done, and I made this many, I cleared these errors that this person had. I didn't make them. I came with you and I gave you a better results. I got to you faster, and I essentially did it better than they did. That's what performance really falls down to, making sure those systems are built so those results can be achieved.
Well, and that, as they say, speed is king.
Yeah.
So the faster you can work and execute, the better it's going to be for your performance overall in your business. And so you have to set the standard of what that looks like to your business and then execute that at a speed that actually makes a difference to how you operate.
100%. And then directly in that, along with the efficiency that you work in, and essentially your ability to get out things at a more cost-effective rate, a rate that kind of makes more people happy and draws more attention to yourself, that directly in turn flows straight into your profitability. So from there, you've got a lot of access to ensuring that your business is profitable and not leaking and bleeding in places that it really shouldn't.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, profit isn't necessarily directly related to sales, even though they're direct correlated. More so ensuring that the cost of getting your services out aren't outweighing the cost or the amount you're making and bringing those services in. So really, profit directly relates to how much money you bring in minus all your expenses in completing and operating.
That, again, ties into why profit is that third P, and profit being the key driver to having a healthy business. And profit doesn't always equate to cash at bank, and we know that better than anyone. We see financials day in, day out, and you will see that someone that may be profitable on paper is not actually cash positive or healthy in the account. And this is why you need to understand what profit actually means in terms of the delivery of your company and your business, and how that can impact you overall. So if you're fixated on driving just the sales and you're not actually worried about or thinking about the bottom dollar, then you're going to have an issue regardless. And profit is, again, it's what keeps you alive. So if you can use those profits to reinvest in the business for better people, for better products, better resources, the way I see it is, why would you run a business if you're not getting anything from it? Why would you do it? The stress, the effort, you're just creating a really elaborate, stressful, high-risk job for yourself if you are not getting or keeping any of the profits.
100%.
And if you aren't thinking about the way that your operations are driving the end result, then you're always going to feel consistently stuck on this hamster wheel.
And it'll just keep you constantly going like a hamster on a wheel.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you want to make something that gives you value, not just financially, but kind of time-wise, something that doesn't constrain your daily life, and it's not the reason you're alive.
Yeah.
It gives you means to live a life in that sense.
Well, I mean, you know that there's the jokes of like, he's a businessman and he's like fat and he's got heart issues and all that kind of stuff because they're just so stressed.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the way that it should be. And it can be a lot simpler. I'm not saying that business isn't hard. Business is tough. There's a lot of things to it, but it can be simple. And when you have the right people, when you have the right performance and processes in place, and when you have profits, everything is simpler and your business can be amazing. Yeah. So I think it's really just having all these three together and the moving parts. And again, if you think of it like the Venn diagram, people.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you're not investing in the right people, they're going to drain your profits.
100%.
If you're not investing in the right processes for performance, then it's going to drain your profits. If you're not even pricing for profit, then you're going to have no profit.
Yeah,
so
you're gonna lose out.
you're screwed either way.
Yeah, they all fall into a little cycle of, if one falls out of place, then you lose your profit at the end of the day. You lose your freedom, and you lose essentially a lot of your time. You end up building something that
is an energy vampire.
Exactly, yeah.
Sucks the life out of you.
Yeah, pretty much. You end up...
We don't want that. We don't want that in people either.
Yeah,
you don't want energy vampires around you.
100%.
Drain your money and your time and
Yeah,
your sanity.
100%. Like, I think each of these, I'm sure you've experienced at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as a business owner, each of them have kind of popped up at one point or another, especially in the firm.
Yeah.
I think we can look at people, performance, and profits, and they're all something that every business owner at one point will struggle with in terms of making sure it's set up right for themselves and also set up in a way that doesn't fall back on them.
No.
So, for example, with people, you want them to essentially take time away from what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you don't want them to come in and say you've got one job that takes you 50 minutes a day. It's just replying to emails. Realistically, say you're sitting there and you're spending 50 minutes a day on emails and that's it. You can hire someone to take away that job for you, but it's only cutting 50 minutes from your day. And as a business owner, you're already spending at times 10 plus hours a day working. It's not a very valuable hire at that point.
Yeah. And that's where it's going to drain your profits because
Exactly.
you're not actually reinvesting in the business appropriately.
Exactly.
All right. I got a story. So when I was first hiring for the chocolate shop, and I really wanted the chocolate shop to be something run without me, right? So I wasn't working there, but I was still putting in quite a bit of hours and time. And I decided to try split things up and hire people to fill these time gaps. Turns out the people that I hired weren't actually the right people to get my business through. They were just there to clock in, clock out. They weren't actually helping me fix it. But I also wasn't clear on what their job was. So that handover was very much like, here, go in there, make a coffee. But it wasn't make a coffee, do the closing procedures, do this, do that. Like it wasn't set. And my issue then ended up being that I was paying so much money to basically have these people not bring anything more to my business. So I increased the hours, meaning I had more time, like more costs in wages. And then I also had less profit coming through because guess what? I didn't think about the processes and what was actually going to keep bringing money into the business. So I went, this here was where there was this direct correlation between the profits and the people. I ended up having to then let them go. It didn't last long. I was able to pick this up pretty quickly. But again, it's all relative when you're looking at the 3 Ps and how this is all going to drive your business. And if you're going and you're hiring reactively rather than proactively, which is what happened. I hired reactively. I was trying to fix something without thinking about how it was going to impact everything else. And it ended up draining more. And it drained more of my time and effort because then I ended up having to dismiss them and fire them. And that's never a fun conversation. I don't think it's ever gotten easier. I've had to let go of a lot of people and it never gets easier. You get better, but it never gets easier. And so the more you sit down and think about how you're going to hire and not just reactively hire from that place of like, oh, fuck, we need to panic. Panic mode, right? So the chocolate shop had a lot of my trial and error. And it's why it didn't see a lot of profit for a long time because there was so much trial and error. And I wish I had someone or something to tell me, like a podcast or YouTube or something. Back then, I just didn't have anyone to guide me on this. And I felt like a fish out of water trying to run a hospitality business when I had never, ever made a coffee in my life. Like I didn't even, like I remember going, I never want to be a waitress. Like I never want to work in hospitality. Seems like shit. And then there I am with the chocolate shop and managing people, and it really did, like performance suffered because the people didn't know what they were doing. The people weren't the right hire, and then my profit suffered from that. And so not having those, I actually think we should add a 4th P. It's 4 Ps because processes are just as important as performance and people and profits. So yeah, it was a big learning curve. So learn from me. Don't do what I did.
There's a lot in kind of that story there that really links those pieces together.
Yeah.
So initially you've got hires that, so for one, they very different mentality of the hires than what you wanted out of them. So you wanted people that would have that initiative. They'd come in, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to make sure this is in order. I need to make sure that these tasks are met. And you were looking for someone to take your time away to stop you from going between, at the time you're working between the accounting firm and the chocolate shop.
I was really fit.
Yes.
I was running around a lot.
A lot of stairs, yeah. You wanted someone to take a lot of those obligations from the chocolate shop away so you can split your time between the firm and the chocolate shop. And then from there, that would also give you better efficiency to then bring in more clients and then make more profits later on. So you kind of see a few areas there where that falls apart. So you kind of see, for one, wrong kind of people. They do exactly what they're told. So they need someone directly above them, watching over them to make sure that that's what needs to be done, which in a lot of circumstances, upside is perfectly fine, but phase of business is also a very important part there. When you've got those management roles, when you've got someone to supervise, it's...
But also there was no processes or SOPs in place. So these people didn't actually know what their role was within the business. And so you end up as the owner micromanaging these people, and it really doesn't take anything away from you.
Yeah.
So in those lessons, it taught me very much to think about each position and what it's going to take away from me, but not just what it's going to take away from me, but what it's going to bring into the business. Because it has to be twofold. Like, I mean, the reality is, and I know that I know that we have clients that come to us and they'll be like, you can see that like they've got such a great business, the sales are coming through, everything's working really well, they've got the profits there, but they're so afraid of hiring people because they've been burnt by people before. And it's just not understanding how they can drive those people to be A players in their team and to give them that responsibility of saying, hey, I'm going to, I'm going to give you X, Y, Z. This is what you're responsible for, and giving them some form of ownership to the business to then drive it.
Yeah.
And so I think like that's probably the key complaint we get. I'll be like, don't you want to grow this? I don't want to scale. I don't want to grow. I don't want to scale because I don't want to deal with people.
Yeah.
Sadly, in business, you're going to be dealing with people all the damn time. Whether that, like you said, it's your clients, your suppliers, your staff. People are always going to be there because they're the ones that are giving you money to keep your business afloat. So why not invest the time to get the right people on your team to help you grow? But that is probably the key constraint.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then from there, making sure your processes are right so they can do their job with as little interaction from you as possible. Well, don't get me wrong, you still have your roles in the business, but they are separate to their roles. They look after what they have to, you look after what you have to.
Yeah.
And that saves you time, energy. And at the end of the day, it gives you the opportunity as a business owner to make more money. You can invest that time that you're saving to something else if you wanted to.
Yeah, and who doesn't want more money?
Exactly. Everyone wants more money. That's why we're doing this.
I know. We're not stressing ourselves out for no money.
Exactly.
I mean, we want to make an impact and create positive lives, but also money is a key driver, and anyone that tells me that it's not is lying to themselves.
Yeah. Like money buys everything you want with your freedom.
Yeah.
And essentially, that's what money gives us, but we need money to do that.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here.
That's right. It buys you time.
100%. It lets you do what you want with yourself and spend your time however you want to. It keeps you free.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And that's why we do it. The three freedoms.
Yeah.
We got time freedom, mind freedom, and financial freedom. So in closing, if you are going to be running a business, you need to be thinking about the 3 Ps or the 4 Ps, which is what we discovered in this chat, is people, profits, processes, and performance. And if you are not thinking about any of those, now is your time to do that. It doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to take more time from your day. It just needs to happen in order for your business to get to where it needs, where you want it to go. So, yes,
Nice.
I think that would be